2024. Farlands or busts. We left off at 70,536.47 megabytes. It's September week, for those of you who don't know. For every 5 gift subs, which are already 25% off, Twitch will throw in 1 or more bonus gift subs. We're making Father Beffery Jezos pay for his crimes. With those Bezos bucks. So thank you everybody who started off that hype train. Well done. Well done. Who's ready to walk to the farlands? Have you got your woofs ready? Woof! Wolfie's ready. Cure the hidey hole, get rid of some garbage. And continue west, southwest. Is it important to stick to 0? It's only become important because at 0 is where we've discovered the chunks of interest. Chunk anomalies, yes. So in that way it's important. But yes, also it does perhaps save a little bit of time to be walking straight west as opposed to meandering all over the place. At this point, we've meandered. What was our maximum meandering? In like the 30,000s at one point when we pressed F3? So perhaps a bit of a null point on that particular reason by now. But the anomalous chunks are of scientific interest to us. Science! I missed the chunk anomaly. There's VODs. Basically, since we passed the last floating point, where it's a half block off, and it's a known phenomenon in that the game starts loading chunks from other places and putting them in front of us where they shan't be. The VODs are sub-locked. You're a sub, but also they're on YouTube. And it's just interesting. We recently just passed one that was like a proper one. That is a chunk from near spawn. It's actually like 4 chunks near spawn. But we've also encountered a new phenomenon that only here at Farlands or Bust can you experience. The transient chunks, where it's just a single chunk that appears and we can interact with and walk on and place stuff on, but then when we reload the game, it disappears. Presumably back to whence it came. Yeah, as far as we're aware, those only happen at the 0 axis. So our only chance to see them is to stay near or at 0. But I'm trying to do so without just having F3 open all the time, as you know. A curious bean indeed. Lance! Oh, there he is. All right. Full health. So what's new? The other day I did can my tomatoes. And that's not a euphemism. But I just chopped them, although it kind of turned more into a sauce. So it's kind of a sauce, but it is plain. I didn't add any flavorings. It's just plain tomato chunks that have been canned in the proper preserved way. So we'll see if those last. Be able to make, like, put them in chili or pasta or make a pizza sauce or something out of it. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. That took a bit of time. Because I went ahead and I peeled the tomatoes, which means you gotta boil them first, and then peel them, and then chop them, and then simmer them, and then boil the cans, or jars, and then put them in the jars, and then boil the jars again to make the seal. Real process. So like I said, hopefully I did that right and they survive. They survive the winter. Gotta go this way. What else did I do? I washed the truck and cleaned out the truck and took some pictures of the truck. Ah! To hopefully soon sell the truck. Well, that's going to be an adventure in and of itself. Ran one truck. It's kind of annoying because it's a fine truck. I kind of don't want to get rid of it. It's nice to have an truck. But then again, when I get the eventual wagon, not going to have room. And I also have to remind myself how the truck drives in the rain, like a pickup truck. Can be a bit dicey at times. And it is starting to rain a bit more. Fall! Fall has fallen upon us. Annoyingly, speaking of rain, I did literally just buy a new set of windshield wipers for the truck. And they're not a size that any of our other cars can use. So that's like, well, I guess whoever gets it is getting brand new windshield wipers. I just feel like I've been busy. Like, doesn't it sometimes feel like there just isn't enough time? Granted, I'm doing kind of unimportant things that take up time, like canning tomatoes. Oh, that's backwards. I'm like, how is that sheep already sheared? I thought I saw a creeper out there. Yeah, like I've been wanting to like vacuum the basement here for a while, and I've not gotten around to that. Oop. The girlfriend is having me take a look at her, because that's her like final cultivating project for her capstone project, which is the one where she's been observing and collecting data on bats, is to make those infographics for the preserve, the forest preserve. She's like doing them just because I didn't have time to teach her like Photoshop or InDesign or anything like that. She's doing it with Canva. And she's done a good job. They look good, but they're just, it's nowhere as precise as, you know, a professional design program. Oops. So like she wants me to take a look and like do any final editing and zhuzhing it up with a designer's eye. And like there's no way to adjust kerning or like line spacing in a specific way. Or to set like specific guidelines and alignment. I'm just like, ah, why? Just let me make things line up right. I'm moderately concerned that the file output that they're going to give us is not going to be the proper like size or resolution for like a big 2-foot by 3-foot poster, and we're just going to have to recreate the entire thing in Photoshop. Probably. And then like Amazon, speaking of taking Bezos bucks, is doing like its own internal kind of bounty for like TikTok ads. Not TikTok, but like vertical format shorts for products. So I've been trying to do as many of those as possible. So if you follow me on my Amazon influencer page, I'm an influencer. I'm an influenza. Whoa, let's not go that way, Wolfie. Oh my god, if this dog light's on fire. Speaking of dogs, look at these dogs. They're very annoying. Then I gotta walk to the farlands. That old chestnut. What is everybody else up to? What sorts of things are taking up your entire days? Astroneer? Wasn't there, is that update already out? Wasn't there some update? With like a new planet or something? Oh. Thomas Fraud is trying to sell a guitar amp. Oh, I noticed on Instagram at least. Friend of the show, Dan Lasac, is selling a bunch of music stuff. I guess he's moving. And I'd be like, that's interesting, but I'm sure it's all like based on European voltages, so nothing I could use. No links. Death in the family. Sorry to hear that, Jazium. You're too late, pallet hands. We had a level 9 hype train without you, and everything. You could have made it level 10. I don't know if we have all the level 10 emotes. It was a link you just clipped? What has could possibly have been so interesting to make a clip out of it this far?
Pallet Hands gifted a Tier 1 sub to Isalin. They have given 502 gift subs in the channel.
Palathans! Okay, we know what happens here. Wolfie, why don't you take a seat? We don't trust you.
Hey! Get off my sugar! Bad beat! Bad! Ow! Ow! Oh, they're defending themselves somehow!
Lil Sean, thank you very much for 83 months in the subtub. Look at this landscape we have found ourselves at. Look at this cube of sand. Cube of sanding gooding. you know the guy. Wolfie sure does love running through fields of grass.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
Ain't nothing to it.
So who added the Atlas DLC? Lol.
Lol, I don't know what that means. I don't know to what you're referring. Oh, I was gonna say, was I mistaken, or was there not just an opening on the other side here? There was. Wolfie, how you doing up there? What? Whoa. Cool beans. Look at that. I said that very weird. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? I gotta go check it out. It looks a bit suspicious. It's very clean-sided. Okay, maybe not so much anymore. Oh. Oh, Wolfie. Please be careful. He's not going to be. Oh, I feel like I got, like, stuff on my face. Spider webs! Oh, I missed the boat. Is an omen. Tis, I say, tis. Have you ever broken the bed you've slept in? I mean, yes. In order to, like, relocate it a few times when, like, building F3 monuments. And then we make a big deal about it being like, whoa, you better not die. But, not much beyond that, no. Oof. So what else is new? Ooh, it's so yawny. Oh, Jesus, no. I got out of hand there. It's fine. I feel any benefit I gain from doing the speedboat thing is negated by how many times I fall out. He says, still doing it. Content. Hashtag. Oh. What's new with the internet? What have I missed? I'm not on Twitter anymore. As nobody should be. Ah, yes. The baby hippo. Whew. Ice Allen hasn't heard of the baby hippo. Here's a series of words that goes together somehow. Skyrim Grandma stopped making gameplay videos. Skyrim Grandma got a life before I got a life. Oh, now that's a waterfall over there. get to it. Ooh, magical. Can't even fit it all on my screen. Oh, that's a natural waterfall. Cool beans. Kurt, have you ever played tennis? Who here who has watched a lot of Farlands or Bust knows the answer to that from back in the episode days? Probably nobody. The story goes, I don't remember how old I was. I must have been in middle school. But one Christmas, kind of out of the blue, and without any sort of prompt or warning, on Christmas, my grandparents gave me a brand new tennis racket. Having never shown, expressed, nor taken interest in the sport of tennis. I was very confused. It was a nice tennis racket. I don't know tennis racket niceness scales, but it was a nice tennis racket. I assume it was probably from my parents worried about me that I had no hobbies or played no sports or something. I don't know. So in that spring or summer, they signed me up for tennis lessons where I could use my new racket to learn tennis. Again, I'd never watched tennis. I didn't know the rules of tennis. So, like, this tennis class went, like, I don't know, about 2 weeks or more just learning, like, how to hit tennis balls and, like, you know, do swings and stuff like that. And then finally it came to, okay, now let's pair off and play the actual game of tennis. Now, here's an omen for you. Oh, Wolfie, get back over there. It was perfect. There was a better, like, way to get perspective on this. No! I waited too long. Is it because I placed this piece of block here? You shall forever live hidden from the world. What was I saying? So yeah, so the day came. This is like I said, 2 weeks into the course to like pair off and play tennis. And they, assuming that everybody in this tennis lesson knew the game of tennis, I didn't know the scoring. I didn't know. I like served the ball, and then I expected the other person I was playing with, after like I lost that, to serve. But no, the same person just keeps on serving for the round. And I was at that point, the jig was up, and I was basically like, I don't know how tennis do. So they had to basically, everybody else knew, except for me, so I needed a rudimentary tennis lesson on the game of tennis. It would be like signing up for baseball, and then like having a bunch of lessons about hitting the ball and catching the ball, and then saying, let's play a game, and not knowing what the bases are for. You know what I mean? Like, I can hit the ball, but I don't know what the game do. Who throws the ball at me? There's teams? Yes, now you know exactly how my trauma do. How there's anxiety about not knowing something that everybody else in the room knows. I mean, after that tennis class, I like kind of would go to the school tennis courts and just like mess around with friends and like hit home runs and stuff like that. And eventually, as I was a dumb teenager, I like bent the racket. And that was my tennis journey. You're asking only because of my height. Are tennis players tall? See, this is information I don't know. I was gonna say, there must be an advantage of having a lower center of gravity to be able to like speed and change directions quickly and stuff like that. But I guess being tall and having a long reach was also probably a positive. I mean, I have brought it up to the girlfriend, because there are like, at the parks, there are like tennis courts and things like that. Like, we could take up tennis, but like, then we'd have to like buy tennis rackets. And they're not really cheap. Or we could try pickleball, that's cheap. So yeah, that's my tennis story. Not pickleball. I know, I'm the same way. At all of these city parks, the majority of the tennis courses are taken up by pickleball people. The pickle people, as they're known, around these parts. I see people out there by themselves with like a shopping cart, not a shopping cart, but like a pickleball cart full of pickleballs, just hitting pickleballs, like practicing pickleball as if they're a professional pickleballer, when in fact they're just like playing against like their family and neighbors and friends, like taking it ultra serious. And that's disturbing.
Mulder, You've been spreading rumors?
Why? You hear any good ones lately?
Koyokutan, 54 months in the subtub. Much appreciated, subtub. Is pickleball to tennis the same as softball to baseball? No. I feel like softball can be as intense than baseball. But pickleball is like a smaller court. A different ball and rackets. And I have no idea what the rules are to pickleball. Oh Lord.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
Ain't nothing to it.
Ain't nothing to it. That's unfortunate for him. Give me that skeleton residue. Yes. Yoink. $69 subs today. Nice. $10 of which were from Twitch. Forced out of their hands. Out of their cold Bezos-y hands. Do y'all play any casual sports? Tennis? That's pretty good. I walk the dogs. I mean, that's what I do. But yeah, the girlfriend recently said that, like, I definitely need something.
This is a momentous day.
Momentous.
You and I have just taken the first step towards ensuring peace between our peoples.
Thank you, Advent Dolphin Rider, for the raids. But yeah, she says that I, and honestly my whole family, is somewhat averse and possibly anxiety related to any activity that like raises our heart rate. Which kind of is true. Gift sub!
Palette Hands gifted a Tier 1 sub to Advent Dolphin Rider. They have given 503 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Palette Hands. It's good for you. I know, but in the moment, like when I've gone on some strenuous hikes, when like your heart starts going fast, I'm like, well, this is where I pass out and die. This is how it happens. It's just like, it's too similar to a panic attack, so therefore I begin to spiral. Yeah, I mean, biking is too expensive as well, and I'm not gonna bike on the streets. Because that would be crazy. When you walk the dog, run for a block and then walk a few and repeat. I'd have to leave the dog. The dog will not run. This dog is not a running dog. If she's in a good mood, I can, like, jazz her up a bit, and if we're, like, on an open, grassy field, she'll do a couple, like, sprints back and forth chasing me if I hype her up and run. But yeah, no, Juno does the opposite of run. She's getting older. She, like, today's walk, she stops every 5 feet to sniff something and just drags ass. And it's cheap if you have nearby public courts. Yeah, but then you gotta, like, have a person. And I have the girlfriend, but then that person needs to be, like, available. Frequently. At the same time that you're available. I mean, as you've heard many times before, I've wanted to try out kayaking, but again, that is also another moderately expensive thing that also does require, like, going to a specific place and having the specific gear, and it's not a ease of entry like, I'm going to go kayaking today because I have a few minutes. Oh, flat water. Obvious, not whitewater rafting. that would require, like, actual skill. What about just yakking? Oh, I've yacked in my day. I mean, the girlfriend wants me to go to the gym with her all the time. But a gym is just not my vibe. It's just, I tried. We went like 4 or 5 times, and we did a routine. But again, she had, like, the family plan, so, like, I had to go with her. Welcome to episode 47 of Kurt Rejects All of Chat's Ideas. Oh, thanks, Subsponge. Calling me out. Oh boy, here's some text.
Glory to you and your house.
Kurtj Max log. It has been 10 months for Yef Yi having subbed to me, but an eternity of me endlessly walking to the farlands. Sometimes I wonder if Wolfie knows the answer to when the farlands will appear.
Farlands?
Then I remember that Wolfie is Wolfie and only wants to kill pigs for bones. I shall continue the endless journey. ...
Yef Yi, 10 months in the subtub. Glory to you and your house. Subtub. Yeah, Kurtj Max. I've been getting into yoga. Yeah, the girlfriend says I should do stretching or yoga too. I don't know if that's really necessarily... I mean, it kind of can. Not really a pulse rate increaser. I am famously unflexible. Inflexible? My neighbor is a very high-level yoga instructor. I was about to make that same joke. Are they a black belt in yoga? Flexibility is important for aging. Important for aging. So if I'm inflexible, I won't age. That's, I mean, you said it, not me. Oh, that's weird. Like a meteor struck the ice. Ooh, parkour to you. Wolfie, just stay above the ice, please. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. He's fine. In case you missed it, in the title of the stream and in the go live alert, it's the last week of September, which means for every 5 sub bath bomb, Twitch will throw in at least one additional sub. And in some cases, 3. We got 3 from a 5er earlier. And all of those come straight from the Bezos bucks himself. And I think the gift subs are still on sale, right? Or are they not anymore? Is that the trade-off? Oh, they're not on sale. Just bonus. Okay. I think it's like just random, but yeah, I don't know.
Hell yes.
Also that happens. Palathans, thank you for the 5 sub bath bomb. With an extra coming from Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is number 3 on the leaderboard for subs and bits, because earlier it was boner bits. Any spooky month stream plans? I've never done that, really. I guess maybe Hellblade that one time. But October is my partner anniversary. And we are overdue for another floating block of ice stream. Whoa, okay. Well, I guess good thing I couldn't get Wolfie because my sword just exploded. I'm gonna extend this segment one more day. Because we're having so much fun. Ironic that the very thing that broke my sword is breaking the crafting table, which is what I then needed to place down to make a new sword. A boner day! Boner day for boner subs! Courtesy of Jeff Bezos and his 10-gallon cowboy hat. Speaking of space, that whole Polaris Dawn mission with the other billionaire kind of happened without a terrible amount of fanfare. I mean, they did a spacewalk, which is the first ever, from a dragon. Saw a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people were like, that's it? They didn't even step out. They just kind of like hung out in the doorway. Which makes sense. There's really no additional places to go on a dragon capsule. I'd hang out in the doorway. The weird thing to me, and maybe it's not weird, I don't know how many of you watched the Netflix documentary about the first one they did, the one with the charity. Inspiration Dawn, or whatever it was called. Oh. Inspiration. Am I floating? I am floating. I want to make this fall, but I don't want to be part of the process. Ah! Whoa! I did have to run away from where I was standing. That was pretty good. That was good, clean fun, Wolfie. But yeah, if you watch that like mini-series that was on Netflix about that, like at the end, the billionaire guy, I forgot what his name was, continues to be. But like, when they come back, Jarek Isaacman, yeah, when they come back, his wife is like in tears. And she's like, you better not do that ever again. Because like, she was freaking out. Obviously, naturally, I think they have like a newborn kid or something at the time. She was like in tears, crying and telling him never to do that again. And then he went and did that again. So I'm curious, how'd that work out? How's that for them? Just curious. Google says he's still married. I mean, I guess it might be convincing to stay married to a billionaire. I just thought, like, that was the thing I took away from the documentary. And then to see that he's planned and scheduled and took a second flight that was even further and doing a spacewalk. The first time testing the SpaceX pressure suits in space. They didn't seem as... They're like slicker and more slim, less bulky than like the current EVA NASA suits, but they seem less flexible. They don't seem to have, like, the same amount of, like, those joints that can twist. I understand he's an arms merchant? I don't think he's an arms merchant. Unless there's some super secrets he's hiding. He got his money through, like, designing and owning an online internet payment processing service. So, like, anytime anybody ever makes a payment through anything on the internet, he gets, like, a fraction of that, because, like, that's his system that makes that possible. He does own, like, a MiG. That he flies around. It's weird stuff. It's weird, wild stuff, isn't it? Watch your step, Wolfie. Claire Stawn spent 4 days in space. Where's the toilet? It's not. It's the same toilet that the Apollo astronauts used. Which is to say, plastic bags. You should have asked that question during the live stream. Oh, careful, Wolfie. What in the world? Get over here. Up, up. Yeah, there. Have a seat. Oh! If only I had foreseen that my shovel was near breaking at an earlier time. appropriate that there's a little red rose flower right here. An homage to the floating one. An homage, I say. Alright. Make the beds and boat. Sleep and back up the world.